Hey guys, Haddy the creator here, and I am about to start on the 48-hour Global Game Jam. So right now I'm going to jump in and watch the announcement and see what the theme of this game jam is and kind of get some ideas. So before we watch the Global Game Jam video and reveal the theme, we had a little powwow with our group. This was a group of everybody that was participating in the local area of our game jam, which was the Salt Lake area. That went on for about an hour, and then after that we went right into the reveal of the game jam theme, and Global Game Jam released that theme by showing us this video. Okay, so I just found out the theme. The theme is Lost and Found, and now it's a 5-minute break, and then we're going to meet back together, and everybody's going to pitch their ideas. I don't really have a standout idea just yet. I'm going to listen to all of the people's different pitches, and if I like one of them, I'll join one of their teams, and if I don't, I'll just go solo, which I normally do, which is kind of against the whole purpose for a jam is to kind of merge and to mesh with other people and to form teams. I don't know what my deal is. I don't know if I just don't trust other people or if I just feel like I can have more control and do a better job if I'm by myself. I don't know. So we'll listen to their ideas and maybe I'll come up with a couple of my own and do a few sketches here really quick. Go from there.
I've got a Lost and Found game. You're lost in the woods. It would be built in Unity. You're trying to find your way back to your campsite or some other sign of civilization.
So I have a pitch. So the idea is you're a kid who got lost at a carnival that closed down. So you're trying to find your way out, but like at night there's like a creepy clown that tries to like find you.
The basic pitch is that you are one of many disconnected contingents of humanity after an apocalyptic happenstance that closed off warp travel. So we're talking about like a galaxy spanning humanity.
Okay, so I have heard the pitches and nothing really stood out to me like profoundly. Nothing was like, hey, you got to get on this team and get part of this, be part of this group. But I'm starting to feel some anxiety and some stress because I'm realizing how much work it's going to be. If I do my own thing, my pitch that I gave was to do some sort of emotional, or at least an attempt to do some emotional experience for the game player. I think I like games that tell stories, and I like telling stories, and games are a good outlet to do that with. But I'm not necessarily just looking to build another game, another platformer, collect the coins or whatever. You know, I'm not really interested in that. It's been done so many times. It's just not that fun, not that interesting. I'm more interested in some sort of experimental gameplay kind of experience, something different, something new. And I don't really know what that looks like right now. But my pitch was you're a high schooler or teenager and you are in this world where everybody's just connected to technology all of the time, and you want to find yourself, or you realize that, you know, you're lost in this jungle of technology. But then I feel like at some point she's going to disconnect and she's going to go out to the woods, and I feel like it'd be fun if there's some sort of stigma in her community that the woods or nature was dangerous because you can get lost there. So it'd be kind of ironic if that's where she ends up finding herself, you know, out in nature. So that's my goal, at least if I don't end up joining a team. So I still might join a team. I'm not completely decided, so I don't know, we'll see. Got that hat hair. If I go solo, it's gonna be a lot of work, but I think I can do something cool with it. Let's see. Okay, so I just totally changed pace. Instead of doing an emotional game about finding freedom in nature, I decided to scrap that idea and do something a little bit more realistic, a lot more grounded, a lot more possible in a 48-hour period. And now I'm going to do a game about picking your nose. It'll all make sense, I promise. So basically the premise is you lose objects in your nose, like a ring or a marble. You know you put marbles up your nose once or twice. I have. If I have, I know one of you at least have. A nickel, a penny. Come on, you've lost things up your nose. So instead of trying to strike an emotion of some sort of awakening or solace or peace or whatever, now my goal is just to make something fun and comical, whimsical, something to make you laugh, and just be a fun little diversion for a little bit. So the story is you lose things in your nose and you gotta dig them out, but to do that you have a simple mechanic. There's gonna be a nose and there's gonna be a hand underneath it kind of going back and forth. And then you have to push the button like, you know, the claw that drops and gets prizes at the arcades. Something like that, except for this is gonna stop the hand and go up and into the nostril. And if you aim it right, you go in. And each level will be a different nose or a different person. So the first one will have gigantic nostrils and it'll be really easy. A skinny finger, like a lady finger, and a huge nose. She's looking for her ring, let's say. A sneezing mishap, who knows? We'll figure that out. So that's my idea, and that feels a lot less stressful. I have a lot less anxiety. Even though I really wanted to tell an emotional story, I thought that was a fun idea. It was my first idea, and oftentimes your first ideas aren't really gonna pan out the way you want them to. And after I wrote out the scope on paper and saw it all out in front of me visually, I just realized how big of a scope that was and how it wasn't very realistic for a 48-hour window. So who knows, maybe I'll revisit that sometime. But as for now, I'm gonna start drawing some noses. So right now I'm wondering if I should switch to square noses and do my normal style. I feel like I'd like it a little bit more if it was more personalized like that, a little bit more character to it. This dude looks like a lumpy head Tommy from Rugrats. I kind of like my square nose guys. My thing is I've never really drawn the square nose guys with nostril holes though, so I'm wondering, contemplating if I should make that switch. So I drew up a couple of sketches here. It could work. I feel like I could make a more cutesy game, some cute UI and stuff if I kind of go this style. Maybe I'll draw one up and play with it. So if I do that, then the fingers are gonna be really small. It doesn't really go with my character styles because I normally draw my characters with big hands. Bleep, 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 bleep. It wouldn't really work. So instead, I either make the noses bigger. What would that look like? I do like the thought of the game looking like this. I think it'll add a lot of value even if the gameplay is still the same. So I just have to do smaller fingers. Okay, well, I've made up my mind, so I'm gonna turn off my cam, and I'm gonna go at it. Hey guys, I am back. I took a shower. We had some guests come over, chopping off the doghouse and stuff, and now I'm ready to get back into it. I just finished drawing up this new guy, and I'm gonna try to import him in and get the code all working with the new artwork. So, wish me luck. Okay guys, I am back. It is now almost 11 o'clock on Saturday. I had to run a few errands and take a kid to a birthday party and make sure kids did chores and all that. And I jumped back into my game, and now I am working on it. I figured out some bugs that I was messing with last night, and I realized sleep was good for me because I was stuck on something and I was just kind of dinking around doing silly things to try to fix it. So now I've got my game here. It's still really rudimentary and simple looking. So the finger goes back and forth, which is what I wanted. And if I miss, finger goes down, and then that's not an elegant solution. The hand just kind of resets, but that's working. So I'm gonna leave it for now, and if I have time to dink with it later, so be it, I will. But now all of the triggers, the animation triggers work. So if you hit it in the middle of the nose or on either side of the nostrils, you get the reaction, the appropriate reaction for proper nose picking. And now if you get it right in, which you'll get a booger or something come out of it, you now got that wiggle, and then it pulls it out, and then see, it's working. So that took a little bit of work, and I am excited. So now I'm gonna take a break from the programming, and this is Construct, so it's all kind of visual code, and I like using Construct just because you can get like a prototype done so fast. Just all this pre-built stuff in there. I mean, you could literally have a platform game working within an hour. So Construct's awesome. I'm a fan. Got my Star Wars shirt on that I drew up. So I'm excited, I'm hyped, and I'm ready to keep going. So hopefully I can get a lot done today. It is a little bit tricky doing the game jam from home 100% because where I am in another place, I have no distractions. Well, I mean, a few other people and things, but ain't no distraction like a kid. Which I'm not complaining. I love my kids so much. They are my world. And I do this for them. But sometimes it's nice to be free from distractions, especially when you're doing something like making a game. So anyways, I'm gonna keep on going, and I'll keep showing you my progress, and let's do this thing. Let's see if we can add 2 more characters, make their nostrils progressively smaller and the fingers progressively bigger, or something like that. Maybe one guy has to pick with 2 fingers, so you have to get a perfect 2-finger insertion. That sounds gross, but yeah, this whole game's gross. Well, who am I kidding? So let's do it. Let's go. Let's keep on keeping on. So my computer just crashed, which is really weird because it's relatively new and it's never done that before. And my monitor gave out. So this monitor, challenges. That's the fun of the game jams. So we gotta make the best of it and see what I can salvage. I don't think my file's saved, which I just imported all the assets that I just drew, so I'm gonna have to do that again. But keep on keeping on. Hey guys, so it's 7:30 p.m. today on Saturday. I've got a little bit left today, and then I have to have it turned in by 3 o'clock tomorrow. So, running out of time. It's kind of a little funny to think that all this time and all this effort today is put into like maybe 2 minutes of gameplay. But hey, it's a fun little experience. Something I'm really excited about is one of the diversifiers was to build a game that you could only play, or that you could play with just your nose. So this game, you could just play with one mouse button, and I'm going to say that it's required, or not required, but I mean, I'm just going to use that diversifier and instruct you to play with your nose. So you're picking noses with your nose. That's kind of fun, right? So I've got 2 characters in there, 2 levels. I'm hoping to get 5. That might be a little optimistic, but the code is pretty much the same. It's just swapping out assets, so it's just a lot of drawing. But I feel like if I stay up late, I can get that done. That doesn't seem too ridiculously absurd. So I'm gonna try for that. Try to do 5 characters and hopefully get some variation or some sort of other obstacle or something in there to make it a little bit different. Because right now it's just gonna be a little harder targets. So yeah, I'm excited. Moving right along, cruising. I'm still feeling pretty good. I'm still feeling pretty awake, even though I only slept a few hours last night. But I just had some good food with my wife. I might have to take a break here in a minute to help get kids to bed and stuff, but then I've got all night long, so long as I can stay awake and keep energy. I'm not drinking caffeine anymore. I'm off caffeine, so that's not going to be a crutch for me. I do think that other game idea would have been close to impossible. I would have been stressing and working my butt off, but I feel like I'm more casual. This is going to be kind of a fun little casual, silly game, and not a lot of stress in the whole process. Construct's working really well for me. I haven't run into too many issues. I've had a few things that I've got stumped on and then had to walk away from and come back to. And mostly I've figured out just about everything. There's a few more things I need to figure out with this second character. But I feel like once I get that figured out, then adding another character or 2 or 3 or 4, no 3, that's 5. Adding 3 more characters won't be too hard. I did want to do a kind of a droopy looking kid like the one I was drawing before, that Tommy looking kid. I want to draw a kid that gets a marble stuck up his nose and then digs that thing out. I'm pretty sure I got a marble stuck up my nose when I was a kid. I know I got something stuck up. I think it was a penny. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, cruising along, feeling good, and I'm ready to do this last stretch. Time for another montage. Hey guys, it is 5:45 a.m. I just uploaded it and finished. I'm gonna go to bed. I was able to put 5 guys in there, a little end screen, and I think it's as good as it's gonna get. It's kind of a weird game. Part of me hates it. Part of me likes it. Part of me is proud of it. Part of me thinks it was a waste of my time. But I think it's just because I've been staring at it for the last 36 hours. I don't know. So I'm done. And yeah, I'm going to come back on tomorrow, maybe polish up a few things. But I think that's it. I feel loopy. Well, I'm going to get out of here and come back tomorrow when I'm making more sense and I'm a little bit more coherent. Good night, guys. So the next morning, I got up and I implemented touch control so you could play it on your phone as well as a computer. And then I let all my kids play it and I watched their reactions. I didn't get their initial reactions. Some of them were laughing quite a bit, which was really fulfilling and kind of fun to see. But here's a little reaction. Why are you poking that guy in the nose?
You try to pick your nose. This is a weird game. It's so disgusting.
All in all, I think it was a really successful game jam, and I am actually taking this concept that I made for this game jam, and I'm fleshing it out more. I went from 5 characters to 10 characters, added in some mini games, some achievements, and some missions and that kind of thing, and I am aiming to release it on Android as of next month. So hopefully I have it all finished and polished up for March. Stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching this video.